Good morning, students. I welcome you all for the English session. Today we are going to start with the poem section. In that we'll learn about 2.5 Father Returning Home, which has been written by Dilip Chitre. Dilip Chitre is a poet of this poem. Let's start with the poem. Here you can see the image or picture of the poet. He has written this poem. Now let's start with the introductory part of poet. Whenever we are learning about any poem, if we want to understand it very easily, or if we want to understand the sense, gist of the poem, we have to learn about the poet first. So here I have put few information about Dilip Chitre. Dilip Chitre was born on September 1938 and he passed away on 10th December 2009. He was one of the foremost Indian poets and critics to emerge in the post-independence India. Apart from being a very important bilingual writer, bilingual means at a time he could write in two languages, and that person is known as bilingual. So he was known as bilingual writer. Writing in Marathi and English, he was also a teacher, a painter and filmmaker, and a magazine columnist. He received the prestigious Sahitya Akademi Award, both for poetry as well as for his well-known translation work, that is Sayas Tuka, as well as he was popular for spiritual poems by Santa Tukaram. He had started translation of literary work of saints in Marathi at the age of 16. Exile, alienation, self-disintegration and death are observed to be the major themes of his work. Now let's see about the poem. What is the gist of the poem and what is there in the poem? This poem is taken from Traveling in a Cage. It draws a portrait of suburban commuter. Father Returning Home is a short and appealing poem about an old man in a cosmopolitan city. Cosmopolitan city means in a suburb areas or from the urban areas. That is known as cosmopolitan cities. Where his own sons and daughters treat him as an alien. Means they were not giving that much importance to his father or her father. He himself is estranged from the man-made world. Through this poem, Chitre was denounced the urban rootlessness and alienation. Now let's start stanza-wise explanation, or we can say summary of the poem. Here I have put the poem in front of you. You just go through the poem, read the poem. I'm giving you 1 minute to read the whole poem, and after that I will start with the explanation part. I'm giving you 1 minute. Now I'm going to read the poem for you people. You just listen the pronunciations also. My father travels on the late evening train, standing among silent commuters in the yellow light. Suburbs slide past his unseeing eyes. His shirts and pants are soggy and his black raincoat stained with mud and his bag shuffled with books is falling apart. His eyes, dimmed by age, fade homeward through the humid monsoon night. Now I can see him getting off the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. He hurries across the length of the grey platform, crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. Home again. I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man-made world. Coming out, he trembles at the sink, the cold water running over his brown hands. A few droplets cling to the graying hairs on his wrists. His sullen children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. He will now go to sleep listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. So this is all about the reading of poem. Now let's see the explanation part. Let's start with first stanza. The first stanza of Father Returning Home describes the train journey to his father while returning home one evening. The father stands among computers in the yellow light of a local compartment. Commuters means, see here the word commuter. Commuter means those who travel regularly from one place to another, typically to work. Means a person who is traveling daily for the work or for the job, that word is known as commuters. Standing among silent commuters in yellow light suburbs. Now suburb means what? Suburb word means a residential area located on the outskirts of city or large town. Means areas which are located outskirts of city. In Marathi we can say Upanagar, which is not developed till yet, which is in underdevelopment situation. We can say underdeveloping areas. That word is known as suburbs. So what we are seeing here, the father stands among commuters in the yellow light of a local compartment. Here the Dilip Chitre, poet, has been depicted the journey of a father, and Delhi he is traveling through the train, and as per his daily routine he stands among the commuters. Fine. The poet describes his father's reaction against the sights of the suburbs that pass by. Means he is, while traveling, he is just watching, he is observing the suburb areas which is passing by the train. His father remains unmoved by the sights because they are too familiar to him. That is quite normal, isn't it? We hardly pay attention to those places where we travel every day unless the place has something interesting to offer. Yes, it is very correct. When we are traveling daily from one place, we are not observing, we are not bothered about that place. So here the poet Chitre has been mentioned here that we hardly pay attention to those places where we travel every day unless the place has something interesting to offer. So, in the first paragraph, suburbs slide past his unseen eyes. You can see the third line. Here, Delhi, he is traveling through the suburb areas and he is not observing anything around the suburb area. His shirt and pants are soggy and his black raincoat stained with mud and his bag stuffed with books is falling apart. Means here the poet want to depict the physical features of that father. Means his shirts and pants are soggy. Soggy means, you can see here the word soggy. Soggy means soaked with moisture or other liquid. Soggy means in Marathi we can say घामाजलेले. Even his black raincoat stained. Stained means spots, discolored spots we can say. Though, so the raincoat is also stained. आपण मराठीत त्याला म्हणतो मळलेला आहे रेनकोट खूप. With mud means while traveling the raincoat has stained with mud and his bag stuffed with books is falling apart. This is the physical features or the appearance of father has been depicted from the Dilip Chitre. आपण मराठीत त्याला म्हणतो खूप मळकटलेला आहे, बॅगमध्ये भरपूर बुक्स त्यांनी भरलेले आहेत, सगळं घामाजलेलं अंग आहे आणि अशा परिस्थितीत ते त्या ट्रेनमध्ये चढलेले आहेत आणि ट्रेनमध्ये उभे आहेत. And even he is not noticing other people, those who are traveling with him, and he is not observing the commuters also. Commuters means other passengers with whom the father is traveling. So this is the depiction of the appearance of the father. Next is some was with the poet's father. Where we were, same was with the poet's father means the whatever the appearance has been mentioned here in this poem. So same situation was there with the poet's father. So he is mentioning his father also here. The poet then describes his father's pathetic condition. Pathetic condition means very weak condition. Here we cannot say that physically weak. Here the economic weak person. So pathetic means economically backward condition. Here the poet wanted to tell us pathetic condition as he travels during the rainy season. So the father, he was traveling in the rainy season and that is why his condition is very pathetic. Next is as his clothes become damp and dirty, the black raincoat that he wears becomes stained with mud. His bag crumbles with the heavy load of the books. Due to old age, the poet's father's eyesight has become poor and therefore he finds it difficult to move about in the dark. Here I have mentioned that due to the old age, the poet's eyesight has become poor. So let's see where is that word. See, his eyes dimmed by age. Dimmed means his eyesight has become poor. Fade homewards through the humid monsoon night. So what we have seen here, the poet's father's eyesight has become poor and therefore he finds it difficult to move about in the dark. Now let's see the next paragraph. Now I can see him getting off the train. like a word dropped from a long sentence. His hurries across the length of the grey platform, crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. Let's see the meaning of it. The poet says that he can see his father getting down the train like a word dropped from a long sentence. The sentence is highly unique and it provides an evocative image of an old man who gets down from the train as if he is no longer relevant to it. The poet then sees his father hurrying through the long grey platform. Now, here, grey platform means what? We'll see the meaning of grey platform. Grey platform means it is a grey due to cement. Here, grey suggests old age, dullness, sordidness of a father's life. Here, because of the old age, the father's condition is very pathetic, and that condition has been mentioned here. He hurries across the length of the grey platform. Means every time he is in hurry, crosses the railway line, enters the lane. His chappals are sticky with mud, but he hurries onward. Here, the sentence is highly unique. The hurries and other words poet has been depicted here. The poet then sees his father hurrying through the long grey platform. The man seems to be an old as the platform who has been using it as a part of his routine. He crosses the railway tracks and hurries home through muddy lanes on a rainy day. Means here the Dilip Chitre has been mentioned here the daily routine of the father. How he is crossing the railway, how he is traveling from the railway, how he walked through the muddy lanes and other things. And everything about rainy days. Again we'll see the same. He crosses the railway tracks and hurries home through muddy lanes on a rainy days. This is indicated by his chappals, which are sticky with mud. This stanza portrays the monotonousness of the old man. Now, monotonousness means a daily routine of old man who sustains the vagaries of weather as well as the estrangement from the man-made. Let's see the next next stanza. Home again, I see him drinking weak tea, eating a stale chapati, reading a book. He goes into the toilet to contemplate man's estrangement from a man-made world. Let's see the meaning of it. The second stanza, the poet represents the alienation of his father that he experiences in his own dwelling. Alienation means a loneliness. Alienation means emotionally isolated, a separated person. Again, I am telling the same. The poet represents the alienation, means loneliness, emotionally separated person, emotionally isolated person. Alienation of his father that he experiences in his own dwelling. The poet tells us that his father drinks a weak tea and eats a stale chapati. Stale means which is not fresh. Stale means which is not fresh chapati. And he is having the stale chapati when he comes back home. Means he having stale chapati after coming at home. Because no one is carrying him, no one is taking care, no one is emotionally bind with him, not his daughter, not his son also, and that is why his condition is very pathetic condition. This shows that even his basic requirements are not properly carried out by his family. A sense of pity for the poet's father arises in us. So here what we have seen till yet, he goes into the toilet to contemplate. Contemplate means always he is in deep thinking. Here contemplate means think deeply. Always he is thinking some or the other thing. Then man's estrangement. Estrangement means alienation, and alienation means emotionally isolated person. The state of being alien, or we can say non-native, that word is known as estrangement. So his father is not in the world of man, means though he is a part and parcel of world, but he is alienated by his family. He has been isolated by his family. Coming out, he trembles at the sink, the cold water running over his brown hands. A few droplets cling to the graying hairs on his wrists. His sullen children have often refused to share jokes and secrets with him. He will now go to sleep listening to the static on the radio. Now here the poet tells us that his father drinks a weak tea and eats stale chapati. Then the family members, they cannot fulfill his daily needs. After that, the poem shows that even he cannot be taken care by his family, as well as his pity condition, his pathetic condition has been depicted by Dilip Chitri. The father is then seen going into the contemplative mood after reading some kinds of philosophical book. He goes to the toilet and contemplates over man's alienation from the man-made world. This exhibits that the man is visible upset with his predicaments. He is terribly shaken when he comes out of the toilet and trembles while he washes his hands at the wash basin. It seems that he trembled not only because of the cold water, but also due to the thoughts that came into his mind while he was thinking in the toilet. Means whenever he is at home, whenever he is washing his hands with cold water, that cold water does not harm him, cold water does not hurt him, but what all things hurt him, that his family members are not attached with him, the family members are not connected with him, they do not want to share any kind of even jokes and secrets. Means he is totally in the isolation world, he is totally separated from his world. The father finds himself all alone in his room as he is written off by his children. The children do not interact with their father. Here we have seen that they do not want to share jokes and secrets, so they do not want to interact with him. They do not share their joys and sorrows with him. To compensate their company, the father listens to the radio. Then he goes to sleep. In his sleep, he dreams about the ancestors and grandchildren. As no one is sharing anything with him, as no one wants to interact with him, so to get a company, the father, he always listen radio or songs, and whenever he go to sleep, he dreaming about his grandchildren and ancestors. Ancestors means forefathers. Now next, He will now go to sleep listening to the static on the radio, dreaming of his ancestors and grandchildren, thinking of nomads entering a subcontinent through a narrow pass. It seems that he is trying to communicate with his ancestors. Ancestors means forefather. In Marathi we can say पूर्वज लोक, जे आपले होऊन गेलेले लोक आहेत त्याला ancestors म्हणतात. Who had entered the subcontinent through the Khyber Pass in the Himalaya in the past. Nomad subcontinent through a narrow pass means a Khyber Pass in the Himalayas in the past. The dream mirrors that the old man is either thinking about his past, about his ancestors, or his future. Future means his grandchildren, that he will become a grandfather and all that things he is thinking. It is kind of relief to him from his mundane routine, devoid of any human contact. Have you ever felt so alienated like this old man in Father Returning Home? So this is all about the gist or summary, we can say, stanza wise summary of Father Returning Home. Here the poet wanted to share us about the feelings, emotions as well as stress of old people, and how the family members treating the old people, and the very pathetic condition, pity condition has been depicted, has been portrayed by Dilip Chitre. It is all about poem. Now we'll see the theme of Father Returning Home. The poem Father Returning Home focuses on the theme of alienation or estrangement experienced by the aged in their twilight years. Dilip Chitre talks about his own father, and through the poem we get to know the alienation, isolation and misery experienced, misery means sorrowful, experienced by elderly people, especially in cities. Now let's see the style of Father Returning Home poem. Dilip Chitre's poetry follows the tradition of dramatic monologue. In the poem Father Returning Home, the poet talks about his father's loneliness and alienation from the man-made world. He has brought out the emotions of his father, who is isolated from his family as well as from the outside world. He has painted the mundane and the fatiguing routine of his father in order to highlight the darkness and misery lurking inside his father's soul. So this is all about the summary, then gist, as well as style and theme of the Father Returning Home. So thank you everyone. Students, if you have any query, if you have any doubt, you can comment me in the comment box. Thank you. Have a nice day.